have a bag full of thrift fails and old clothes that I don't wear anymore that we are going to take to a consignment store today. There's a shop here in Melbourne called Mutual Muse, and they buy clothes from you that you're not wearing anymore to resell. My appointment with them is literally in an hour, so I'm going to quickly show you what I've got. Then we're going to go to this appointment and see if they want to buy any of these items. And while they're assessing my items, we also might take a sticky beak at what's on offer and see if there's anything I want to buy. So the first thing I've got right on here is a set that is actually brand new with tags. I bought this little kind of like summer short set from Depop recently, and it's brand new, very cute. It fits me. The thing is, the seller listed this as white, and it's clearly not white. This is a color that there is just like no way in hell I am ever going to wear. And I did like consider dyeing it, but I've never dyed clothes before and I would be a bit scared of messing it up. So I think considering these are new with tags, it would just be better if I offer them to Mutual Muse and they find them a new home. Somebody who's gonna love them as is. If they decide not to buy them off me though, maybe then we can look at dyeing. Next up we have a shirt that like I do love and I have worn a little bit and I do like it. The thing is, I just only ever wear these with black jeans and I just don't love wearing black jeans very often. The other thing is I don't know if you can tell, but it's very oversized on me, which I don't mind. I don't mind something being oversized, but I don't love like how wide the neckline is. And so it just ends up being like this really scoopy thing that I'm always tugging at or pulling up, and I just don't love it. So we're moving on. This is a shirt I've had for a little while, but I don't think I've ever worn. It's just a blue knit top from Gorman. Now it's cotton. I love this. I love the color. I love the feel. What I don't love so much is the neckline, and particularly the fact that it's the same on the back. Just not my favorite on me. So even though I put it on sometimes, I never end up wearing it. Next up we have an utter thrift fail. Now this is incredible. I love this dress. Recently when we were up at the Gold Coast, I needed to find a new dress for an event that I didn't realize I was going to be able to attend. And I was desperately trying to thrift something. I came across this amazing kind of like button-up shirt dress. I love these colors. Like this is so me. And it fits me everywhere except here. And now I have stopped pretty much wearing bras. So I don't know why. While I was in the change room, I kind of convinced myself that maybe if I just wore a different bra with it, it could work, whatever. But like I got home, I tried it on with every bra that I have. And the fact is, it's just not going to fit me. It's just not going to fit around my boobs. So this is amazing. I love it so much. And part of me did kind of think about maybe like taking it to the tailor, getting it turned into a skirt. But then I don't know what I would do with the top part of the fabric, you know? So I think if Mutual Muse want it, I would love to move it on as is. If they don't, maybe we'll talk about turning it into a skirt. Next we have this little black mini skirt. It's fine, it's perfect. Like I don't think I've really worn it very much. The fact is I just don't wear a lot of black and I'm not really into tight little mini skirts. I think I've been holding on to this because I thought like it's a good staple to have, but the fact is I just don't wear it. So like, why am I holding on to it? I don't know. These next two, again, thrift fail or secondhand fail. Look, I get a lot of gems in my thrifting and my secondhand shopping, but every now and then there's a couple of things that don't quite work. And this is one of them. These are some amazing wide leg pants from a sustainable ethical brand here in Melbourne called Elk. And they're beautiful quality. I really wish I could love these, but like online, I don't know if you can see, like this is supposed to be like a lavender and saffron, I think is what they call it. And they're just not colors that I like or that I like on me or that go with anything else in my wardrobe. And like I have tried them on a few times, but like one, I just don't ever pull off matching sets, but even separately, like I just don't like these colors on me. If they had have been brighter and bolder like I thought, I think I would have loved these, but as they are, they're just not for me. Sometimes them's the breaks with online shopping, particularly secondhand shopping. I know colors can be hard to capture with just like a camera phone. And in this case, it really, really didn't turn out for me. Next up, we have a pair of pants that I have had for years, and you've seen them before. They're these big Lucy and Yak pink pants. And like I said, I have had them for literally years, and I've worn them out of the house like a handful of times. I could probably count on one hand. I think the thing is they are just a bit too big for me. And so being wide leg and too big, like there's just a lot of fabric going on. And then also the color, for some reason, as much as I love color, bright pink pants, and these in particular, I've just found, I don't know, I feel kind of silly in them, which is not something I usually feel wearing a lot of color. And I've been trying to persevere and push through it for years, but it's just not happening. So it's time these find a new home. Next up, we have this cute little Shiny by Nature sweater, which is adorable. It's got this little love heart cut out. I do love these jumpers, but I hate the neckline. And also the arms are just a little bit too short on me. So it's just one of those things that I love this in theory. I think it's incredible, but it just doesn't fit me quite right. And there's just those little like niggly things that mean whenever I put it on, I just never enjoy wearing it. So time to go. Then I have these incredible pants, which like, now I'm pulling them out. I'm like, why? Why am I getting rid of these? I'm actually kind of thinking I might change my mind. These are some incredible like wide leg culotte kind of style pants from Yevu, which I think is partly run in Sydney and partly run in Ghana. Anyway, it's a really cool brand. I really love their stuff. I have these pants. I just don't wear them very often. I think because the leopard print is like really orange and I always end up just wearing this with black, which again is just not something I love. If I can only wear something with black, I just don't love wearing it. Am I going to regret getting rid of these? No, you know what? The other thing is that the, I don't know, like the inseam, not the inseam, but like this part, it's a little bit short on me. I have found that with a lot of their clothes when I've tried them on. Like I tried on a couple of jumpsuits and stuff, and I'm just a little bit too long in the body. So I always get a little bit of a wedgie wearing their stuff. And I do get that with these. And that's not something you can really fix through tailoring from what I understand. So as incredible as these are, I don't think they're the perfect pant for me, but I'm sure they will be the perfect pant for somebody else. And then last but not least, I'm honestly not sure if they're going to want these, but I have two pairs of black pants. These ones are Nike. I originally got these back when I was doing K-pop dancing and we would dress up and like film ourselves doing the dances. These were perfect for a whole bunch of like BTS remakes, you know. They're very cool though. And then these are kind of like a fancy cargo pant. They're very comfy. But again, they're black. I already have two pairs of black pants and I have found that that is more than enough for me. They're really good quality though, so I'm hoping they will find a brand new home. I think I also have a pair of shoes and maybe a bag or two that I'll bring along. I'm not sure. I've never sold accessories to them, so I'm not sure what to expect there. I think they're going to want most of my clothing items though, which means I will get some nice store credit. So we're definitely going to have a good sticky beak at what is on offer today. So let's head off and go see how much they're going to offer me for all of these clothes. So Mutual Muse actually has a couple of stores in Melbourne, but the closest one to me is their store in Brunswick, which is of course on the famous Sydney Road. I was running a couple of minutes late, which is very unlike me, so I was power walking there to my appointment. But the folks at Mutual Muse are always really friendly and they were more than happy to look at all of the items that I brought, including some of the shoes and stuff that I wasn't entirely sure whether they would want. And the appointment goes for about 20 minutes, so while they were looking at all of my stuff, I decided to have a little look at all of theirs. Mutual Muse is great because it's one of the few consignment stores that I know of in Melbourne that deliberately and very intentionally seeks out and stocks plus size items. So inclusive sizing is something that's really important to Mutual Muse as a brand, and that's something that's really obviously important to me and I think is really cool. And of course, being a consignment store, you can always trust that most of what Mutual Muse has in stock is good quality. A lot of it is locally made. Now their Brunswick store is not huge. Obviously, how much they have available in your size and style will definitely vary, but today I found 5 items that I was keen to try on. This first one, this green top, honestly, it was a little bit of a wild card. I knew that when I picked it up, but it just looked kind of cool and I wanted to try it on, see what it looked like. Wasn't for me though. This purple top was actually in their sale section, so 50% off, and I love so much about this top. I love the color, I love the boxy fit, I love the length of the sleeves, and I love the cute little sun on the side. But the collar was absolutely a deal breaker for me. Hated it. This next one was quite a cute little like green wavy button-up shirt. It's a little bit cropped, and I did like a lot about this. This was one that I went back and forth on a little bit. I decided to go through my index app and see if I could come up with a handful of outfits to make the decision for this one. And then this might be a bit boring, but just a really nice cotton green t-shirt. You know I love green, I love this tone of green, and I really like the fit of this t-shirt. And then finally, this dress. It's kind of like a brown burgundy base with blue flowers, and like I didn't hate it. I thought it was kind of cute. I don't know that the brown is necessarily me. I do like the kind of shirt fit on me though, but between the colours and also I think it might have been a size or two too big, it just wasn't quite right. But after that fun little try on, it's time to head back to the counter and find out what items Mutual Muse wants to purchase from me. And it turns out they wanted almost everything that I brought, which is great. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But seeing as we're in Brunswick, of course, you know I had to make a stop to the Savers. The Brunswick Savers is massive. I've only been here a couple of times and honestly, I've never had that much luck here, but it's always worth a look. And before I knew it, I had a cart full of things to try on. Now, I am definitely somebody who likes to kind of just pick up anything and everything that I think might fit me, that I think I might like. Now, this first jacket, honestly, I love it. I love it so much, and it fits me really well throughout the body, but it was just a little bit too tight on the arms. Then this corduroy jacket wasn't bad, but it wasn't quite right, especially seeing as we're heading into the warmer months now. And this really cute watermelon t-shirt that I found in the men's section, I wish it had have worked for me. I would have loved to wear this to work, but alas, it was just a little bit too fitted on me, and when I'm going for a t-shirt, especially in summer, I don't want fitted. Then I found this navy button-up, kind of something that I would consider more an overshirt, and I did like it. Don't know if I loved it though. This blue floral shirt was adorable, and of course, you know, I love some blue and some flowers. Now, I don't know if you can tell from my face, but what is going through my mind as I'm trying this on is, do I really need another bright pink jumper? Another good but not necessarily great option was this kind of like coral knit top. The incredible thing about this was the flower buttons and of course the floral collar. Honestly, such adorable details, but the corally color is just a bit too warm for me. It's not quite the kind of color that I'm going to reach for, and it was a little bit itchy. I swear I will forever be in search of the perfect red knit top or lightweight jumper, but I don't know if you can really tell here. It was really, really worn. But just as the rain is setting in, it is time to head home and have a look at what we got. It's the next day, we're home with our goodies. So now let's have a chat about what Mutual Muse bought for me and also what I bought from them and from Savers. So happily, as I predicted, Mutual Muse was interested in buying almost all of my clothes. In fact, there was only one clothing item that they opted not to purchase from me. As for the bags and shoes that I brought, there was only one bag that they wanted. But all in all, I sold 14 items to them, which is great news for me. So I thought you might be interested in what they purchased and like how much. How Mutual Muse works is basically they tell you how much they think that they can sell an item for. They calculate the value of the item basically and what they think they can charge for it. And then you as the seller get to choose from two options if you decide to go ahead selling your items to them. The first option is that you can choose to get 30% of the value that they're going to sell something for as cash, as a direct deposit. Or you can choose to have 50% of the value that they're going to sell something for as store credit to purchase more items from Mutual Muse. And they have explained to me before that roughly how they tend to calculate their resale value is somewhere usually between 40 and 60%. About 50% of the initial retail value of the item. Selling to Mutual Muse or consignment stores like this in general is not necessarily like the way to make money. If I wanted to make more money from my clothes or recoup more of the money that I have spent in the past, I would be taking the time to resell them myself on apps like Depop or maybe Facebook Marketplace. But obviously that's very time consuming, and like dealing with like messages and back and forth can be quite stressful. I find it quite stressful anyway. So for me personally, this is just like the best option. So with all of that said, let's have a little bit of a run through what they purchased from me and what they valued the items at. Now, I don't think I have pictures from everything, so I might just insert the video from earlier so you know which items I'm talking about. The Obus top, they valued at $46. The Elk Lilac and Saffron top, they valued at $64. The matching pants, they valued at $68. The Nike track pants, they valued at $32. And then the set that I thought was going to be white but ended up being beige, the top and the pants, they did value together as a set at $56. Those amazing wide leg Lucy and Yak pants, they valued at $56. The other black pants that were kind of like fancy silky cargo pants, they valued at $58. The incredible pink Shiny by Nature jumper with the little cutout heart was $36. The short sleeve Gorman knit top was valued at $36. The Yevu leopard print pants, incredible pants, they were valued at $78. The black mini skirt was valued at $46. And then I did also on my way out remember that I had a Kina and Tam cardigan, which I decided to take in. Honestly, this was my last purchase before I went on my like low buy for the second half of this year. I had been wanting this cardigan for, I feel like years. It's one of the few items I have ever been influenced to buy a particular item. Usually when I get influenced for clothing, it's like a look or a vibe that I will go out and try and find, you know, the equivalent for. But this cardigan, I just fell in love with it, and I had been like lusting after it for a long time. And so I eventually finally decided to buy it. And like I checked my measurements, it fit me in the body, but the arms were just tiny. So as I was heading out the door, I decided to just throw it in and just accept it, cut my losses and move on. And they did purchase that and they valued it at $68. Now the bag that they purchased from me was like a Coach lilac bag that I got secondhand quite a while ago. And they valued that at $82. So in total, they valued all of the items that they wanted to purchase from me at $726, which is definitely by far the highest value kind of like lot that I've ever taken into them. So $726 in total, which means I had the choice between $218 sent into my bank account as a direct deposit or $363 in store credit. And on this occasion, I opted to take it as store credit. Obviously then that just like gives me a little bit more value, especially because I know that I'm someone who likes clothes. Like I will shop there, whether in their stores or online. So the one item that they opted not to purchase from me is this incredible dress. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the brand. It's a brand I've never heard of. It's called Able the Label. I mean, I got this at a secondhand store. I wouldn't call it like an op shop, but a secondhand store on the Gold Coast. I think it's amazing. I love the cut. I love the color. I love the pattern. I just love it. I think it's incredible. But like clearly it just doesn't fit me. And I mean, like I mentioned to you, I've tried it with a whole bunch of different it's not even getting close. Let's be honest. So I suppose I wanted to ask your opinion on whether I should, you know, just move this on to somebody else as is, leave it intact because it is fabulous, or should I invest and like go chat to my tailor about maybe getting it turned into a skirt? Let me know what you think. I'm kind of like 50-50 either way. To me, it sort of feels a little bit of a shame to cut up such a pretty dress, but the other part of me really would like to have this in my wardrobe. So yeah, let me know what you think. And obviously the final part of this video is that, I mean, you saw me trying on a whole heap of clothes, both at Mutual Muse and at Savers. But you might be surprised, or maybe you won't be, that I only ended up purchasing 2 items, one each from Mutual Muse and Savers. Which means that although we had quite a fun day of like shopping and trying things on, yesterday was actually quite a cheap day for me. I sort of feel like this is a little bit boring, but the thing I ended up getting from Mutual Muse was that green t-shirt. I love it. Like I know it's kind of basic, but you know when you put on a good basic that fits you just right, and you just know you're going to get so much wear out of it. I honestly don't even know this brand. It's Mitchell and Ness, Philadelphia. It's an extra large. It's 100% cotton. And I love the tone of green, and it was just so soft. And like I said, loved the fit. And I think this might have been the cheapest thing Mutual Muse had on offer. It was only $16, which obviously I could use my store credit for. So like, amazing. Just to be clear, I am absolutely thrilled about this shirt. The only reason I feel like it's a little bit of like a disappointment is because I'm making this video and I feel like I should be showing you like that I got the really cool wavy button-up t-shirt or something, which was cute. And that was the thing that I was like, I was kind of 50-50. I was on the fence. And I do sort of feel like when you are feeling 50-50, that's when you should probably usually just say no. And then at Savers, similarly, there was only one thing that kind of was a yes, an instant yes. And for me, that item was absolutely this little blue top. It's just from Miller's, which is kind of like an older fast fashion brand here in Australia. I mean, it's one of those brands that I think a lot of us think of as old lady brands. Our grandmas shopped at Miller's, you know what I mean? And this one, it is polyester, which like normally I wouldn't pick up. But I love this, I always forget what this is called, like the tiny little pleats. And I just really like the pattern, and I like how lightweight it feels and just kind of like how it drapes. And I mean, it is like a button up, but it's sewn shut. But I do like having a look at it. It sort of looks like whoever owned it sewed it up. And so I am kind of like tossing up whether I unpick it. Anyway, that's something for me to figure out in my own time. I just love this color. I think it's really pretty. And I also just really like the little flouncy sleeves. Like I just like so much about it. And this was just $5.49 or something. So that was the only out-of-pocket expense that I had on our little trip. And I'm feeling pretty chuffed about it. So I hope you enjoyed this little kind of reselling secondhand op shopping adventure. I know I promised you a few weeks ago that I would give you like a full thrift haul of everything that I've thrifted and bought secondhand over the last few months. This is not that video. I'm hoping I might actually have time to film that one this afternoon, so be on the lookout for that soon. But in the meantime, in the comments, I would love to hear from you if you have sold your clothes secondhand to like a consignment store similar to Mutual Muse. Let me know. I'm just really curious. And of course, we have to say a big thank you to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon, and especially big thank you to Livia, Lynette Brown, and Marie. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will chat with you in the comments, and I will see you very soon. Until then, much love. Bye.